Hey Jeremy, this is Jason, and this recording probably isn't going to be one of my best ones, but I wanted to get this out to you as quickly as possible just to show you what we were talking about. Um, okay, so rather than screenshots, I figured I'd put together this quick video, and we're going to head over to Devices. And here, if you recall, we have touchscreens and touchscreen designer. So the one thing I wanted to show you was under touchscreens itself, because I know that you've been playing around with your layouts, right? So our layout is right here, and that's changed with this touchscreen template. Okay, so the easiest way to kind of get an idea of the layout that you're looking for is do just like that. So click once, and it'll give you the list. Click again, and that list turns blue. Then use your arrow key and just scroll down until you find one that looks like it might work for you, or one that you want to at least kind of experiment with or play with, and and then go from there. Okay. Um, so what you're going to be doing is, let's say that you wanted to. I think we created a kind of a screen for you to play around with. My play around screen is Jason. So let's say I wanted to change what my layout looked like. I would come up here and I would change it under my touchscreen template, right? So my touchscreen 914 for Jason, which is called Jason, we could change to this one or that one. Now notice that any existing keys you have on that are going to be all screwy when you pull it up, but it'll give you the basic idea of, okay, what does this look like? Is this going to be usable for me? Yes or no, right? One thing I want to point out to you is anything that is a QSR, okay, is called a quick screen, is a quick order screen. So on these screens, usually you have one dedicated area that's pretty large for your receipt. Think of a McDonald's or something like that. Okay, so for the way that those counter workers interact with the system. And the other thing that you want to stay away from is any HH screen. HH is going to be, let's see, or HHT screen, I'm sorry. HHT is going to be handheld, usually. And those buttons are going to be much smaller. And so it's going to be a lot more complicated. And so just for now, stay away from them. There's plenty of styles here that you can kind of mess with once you get comfortable doing it. The other important thing to notice is on whatever given style, like Jason, screen 914 is going to use the classic style. Okay. This area are all the buttons that we can define. This area is a blocked off area. Notice here it says number of TS areas, number of touchscreen areas. Here we have one area. Other styles, you've got, let's see if we can find another one. This one has 3 different touchscreen areas. Okay, so what does that mean? Real quick, I'll show you. When we go and look at our touchscreen designer, we'll go to one that's common, like a table screen, because you'll have something that looks pretty close to it, I think. So let's do like an order screen, so about a food screen. Okay, so you probably have something that looks like this. Now notice that you have this little box here called area. And so for area, we can do 0, 1, or 2. So this is where your touchscreen areas come in. Okay, so with touchscreen area on this particular food screen, the main screen is always going to be area 0. Secondary area is going to be area 1, and then a third is going to be 2. And that's usually numbers up and down the vertical. I wouldn't mess with areas 1 or 2. I'd stick to area 0. That's where you're going to do the majority of your stuff. And that should just about do it. If we were to take a look down here at JT, let's see what it looks like. Okay, so this is just, there's no buttons on here. I don't even know if there were buttons on here before. Yeah, this was just a created screen, so nothing has been done on it. And that's using template 202. So if we were to go back here and we were to look at Jason Notice touchscreen template 202, and that's area 1. These key areas, area 0, and then there's a vertical area up and down here as well. That's vertical. That's area 3. So just something to play around with. That's all I really wanted to show you. I know you're kind of jumping in the deep end here, so take your time if you have some, and hopefully you can find what you're looking for. And if not, that information should at least help you navigate the ones that you're using. Okay, email me if you need anything else. Thanks, bye. One last thing, I'm pretty sure I said it. I can get long-winded sometimes. But one of the ones that we use most often is this template 103. That's what I wanted to show you. 103 is used quite a bit for table layout screens when you're actually doing a like a payment or a check total or something like that. A lot of times you'll have the check detail up here on something like the speed pad. So that's 100 speed pad template. Other times with payment, you'll have the check detail on the right, and that's going to be 203. Okay, so these are the ones that are most often used. See if I can find one that's especially used. When we do our food ordering is like check number 203. This particular one is on the right, which is going to have our check detail on the right, 601, and those are some of the most common ones. Okay, I can show you what that looks like. Yeah, so then over here would be where the check detail was actually at. Okay, a little addendum.